Hari Om. In the flow of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan, although he's addressing Partha, we do come across Shloka, which can be a excellent pointer for us. So as so beautifully everybody appreciated that these two shlokas apparently seem simple, which again has been the story with most of the shloka of Bhagavad Gita. That is why the place that is given to Bhagavad Gita is so high. Lord now is telling something which is directly applicable to us. We can now subtract for some time Partha from the conversation. Let us presume, or let us take it this way, that the Lord is directly speaking to us, asking one of his closest disciple, Gurudeva, to explain it further. Lord says, who can come to me? Everyone has to come to me. Time and again, Lord has said that everything, everybody, every jiva in this world has to come to me. The question only is when. In other words, who is the one who will come to me quicker? Even amongst the enlightened ones, or the ones who are on the path of enlightenment, they may hasten slowly, the Pippala, the Marga, or the way of ants crawling to the top. Or some of them might have a Vihanga marg, like a bird flying directly to the top. The speed and the time is what is being given a guidance by the Lord. There should never be any doubt whatsoever that the cruelest of the cruel, the baddest of the bad, they are also going to reach to the Lord's feet. But the one who has realized that he has to reach to the Lord's feet, and the one who hasn't even been aware that there is something like God is existing, that is where the difference starts emerging. And that is why Lord is telling us that Manushyanam Sahastreshu. First of all, why not Praninam? Manushyanam. So in one stroke, entire animal kingdom and down below has been subtracted from this for a very simple reason, that the faculty of thinking, if it is not there, the question of thinking right or wrong doesn't arise. And this discrimination between right and wrong can only come after the development of the consciousness to a higher level. None of the animals, as we know from science, has an ability to decipher the 3 time periods. None of the animals have idea about past, present, and future. For them, only the present is existing. Otherwise, all sparrows would have collected the grains for their 3rd generation, which they don't do. This ability to project the consciousness through buddhi into deciphering the different aspects of time, Trikala, is a special faculty development of consciousness in a species called human being. So Praninam na, Manushana. So the first quality we have already qualified. We are not prani. But are we Nara or Manushya? If we look at the Viveka Chudamani Grantha, Durlabham Evam Traya, the three rare qualities which you get by sheer luck, as Shankaracharya says, Manushyatvam. Mahapurusha Samshraya, that is further, but first is Manushyatvam. He doesn't say Manushyatvam. Here Lord says Manushyanam, Sahastreshu. Manushya is not the one who is born as human being. Why? Because the word Manushya means Manuhu Syaha. In other words, Matva Sivyanti. Sivya means to tailor, to stitch. Sivya. Sivya is to stitch. Matva Sivyanti means the one who stitches the work with the mind or the buddhi. Stitches the work means does the work. In other words, one who stitches the work with thought is Manushya, or the one who uses the Viveka Buddhi is Manushya. In fact, another Vyutpatti of the word Manushya says that Manushyamanena Syaha iti Manushyaha means Prajapati, when he created entire universe, when he came last to the Manushya, he was extremely happy with the joy. So the one, because he was creating the best specimen. So something that is created with joy, because of the highest possible expansion of consciousness amongst the creation. Manusyamanena Syaha. Syaha means Prakriti. Srujanata. So the word Manushya indicates the one who is not only a biped, but one who uses his faculty to think in terms of Shreyas and Preyash. So the rampant material consuming, materialistic bent of mind is not Manushya. Why? Ahara nidra bhayamaithunam cha samana evam pashubhi naranam. There is no word Manushya there, naranam. So the one who is ahara, nidra, bhaya and maithuna, the food, the sleep, the fear and the sex. If these four only things we are constantly dealing with, we are not Manushya, we are Nara. So one who is a Viveki, but mere being Viveki doesn't mean that he will reach. So amongst such Sahastreshu, amongst such thousands of Manushya thinkers, those who use thought, Kaschit Yatati. The word Yatati is for the first, you have to be a Manushya. Agreed. So we are all Naraz. First, we should become Manushya. After Manushya, in Sufism also the word used Adami and Insan. Insan and Adami is same like Nara and Adam, Manushya. So first thing is you have to be a Manushya. So that means you'll be using your faculty of thinking, buddhi. Then you have to do efforts, yatati. Yat word in Nirukta is defined as a Dhanapurna, the one who has wealth in him. What wealth? Not material wealth. The wealth of Sadguna. So mere discrimination between what is right and what is wrong is not only important. Grabbing the right one, grabbing would mean an action. Yatati, yat means effort. striving ones, as Gurudev says. Then what happens? The one who strives starts accomplishing certain things. So he becomes Siddha. Then again, that Siddha is actually collecting the diamonds on the way, but he's still not reached the quarry of the diamond. Till the time he is becoming Siddha or obtaining Siddhis or more powers because of ever expanding consciousness in the different stages of his meditation. A person who is a Chitta Shuddha will of course be superior to the one who is still in the Viveka stage. A person who has already started employing his Chitta into meditation is superior to the one who is only Chitta Shuddha because his efforts are still more. The one who is in Savitarka or Savichara Samadhi is still trying very hard. That means he's still superior. Then he will reach further. So frontiers after frontiers will be passed by him. But till the last gate is open, that is why yatatam api siddhanam kaschit, someone vetti mam tattvataha na prapyati, because I am not obtainable, I am attainable. See, jnatavyata and praptavyata is different thing. Till the time you are in the siddhi, siddhi is also you get the siddhi, apnoti. So up to the point of even anandamaya kosha, you obtain ananda. That obtaining means you are different and what you obtain is different. The Dvaita is still existing. In the last stage, those Siddha who have already obtained Siddhis discard their Siddhis and Mam Vetti, Vedya is the word, Vid. Vetti means they attain me, they realize me. Tattvataha. Tattvataha means Tattva. You are that. In other words, they realize that me and he are not different. And this is not easy, Arjuna. As Gurudeva has given the reference to Kathopanishada, Shravanaya api bahu bhiryo nalabhyaha. Very few people even hear of the God. Let us understand one thing very clearly, Maharaj. We all are here and talking about Gurudeva itself is because of Punya Karma of the past life. The great Mahatma called Chinmayananda Maharaj was on this land. Even today, perhaps 60 to 70% of the Indians may not know. Otherwise, Siddhabari would have been flooded with billions or millions. Doesn't happen, sir. Only few hundreds. Why? Because it is the tendency of Sattva Guna to remember the God. So unless a Sattva Guna Pariposhak Prayatna has been done in the previous life, it is impossible. Bahut sukrutanchi zodi manuni Vitthali avadi. Tukaram Maharaj says, to have the name of Vitthala on the tongue, you have to have hundreds of births of good work. What does this mean for us? It means for us that being a Gita student, respecting, revering, and studying under the auspices or the light of Gurudeva itself means we have already started becoming Manushya. Clap for yourself. We have entered the Shloka. Yes, Yatati Siddhaye, this is yet to come. What it means is, there is nothing to get disappointed, as Gurudeva says. At the same time, you cannot be complacent on what you have achieved. You passed the third standard. That doesn't mean you stay in the third standard forever. Till the education is over, one has to move forward. Yes, You can look back and be happy that 2 standards are gone. So the shloka has a specific significance. Mam vetti tattvataha. Now imagine all of us have been eating mango for a very long time. Everyone has tasted mango, at least from India. And let's say that mango is Alfonso mango. Everyone has tasted it. Now, if I ask everybody, how do you feel? How was it? What will be the response? The response may vary, but the taste is same. And the expression of the taste is also again going to vary. Somebody would say, I cannot describe it. So what is he saying? I cannot describe it. Neti neti. Somebody will say, madhuram, madhuram. Sweet and sweet. Somebody will not even speak. He will just show the gesture. Wow. What is happening? The rasam, rasa pariposha, rasa ananda is same. The way it is perceived is different from the point of view of expression. So under the Bodhi Vriksha, what Gautam Buddha had, what Mirabai saw in the live Sri Krishna in front, what Shivananda had the darshan of Sri Krishna, all of them are the expression to the same Mam Vetti Tattvataha in different manner. Some had it in Saguna Rupa, some had it in Nirguna Rupa, some had it in Saguna Sakar, Saguna Nirakar, Nirguna Nirakar. And this varies. There was a sadhu in Dakshineshwara. He was realized, and when he realized what he used to do, he would come out of his hut, look at the sky, smile in a louder manner, and then go inside and sit in meditation all his life. There was one sadhu who was being pelted stones by the children, and Vivekananda Maharaj was on Parivrajaka Vrata. He felt bad about this man, so he brought him, he cleaned his wounds. But when the stones were pelted, when the blood was flowing, when the wounds were dressed by Swamiji of this man, he was only laughing. And what were the words in his mouth? Look at the father's play. Look at the father's play. What happened? He was in Brahmananda, expression in a different way. Because words are inadequate to describe. That is why post-realization experiences of each saint is in a different manner. Gurudev hasn't spoken of being Krishna or Hanuman being seen. He had spoken of the peak of white heat of intense meditation, whatever you can make out of that. That's his expression of that moment, the breakthrough moment. So that is why, but while doing this, why the difficulty is more and more as you move up? Don't covet anybody's wife. Implementable, not difficult. Even it is difficult for us, but we can implement it. Don't covet for wealth. Maybe we can implement it. But if you are told that, please stop thinking that you are a man. Man, woman has got no significance. How difficult it is. Stop thinking that you are a human being. How difficult it is. Why? Because the sanskar of being embodied, sanskar of being a man is ingrained. Those sanskaras are the most difficult to remove in the final frontiers, the final struggle of the samadhi. which Gurudeva, because of his experience, has talked about imperceptible vanity, because vanity means what? Vinamrata. Again, opposite of Vinamrata. This vanity is coming from where? Not because of wealth and all that. It is coming because of even that I am a sadhak. I have accomplished samadhi is also vanity. I want jnana, moksha, mukti. I want Krishna darshana is also a desire. That also needs to be removed. That is why Gurudeva has so beautifully explained Lord Christ's declaration, which is taken by many Christian followers as you be away from the wealth. That is not the wealth that he is talking. If one refers to Matthew in 19th chapter of Matthew, this is referred. The 20th refers to the camel cannot go through the needle, and the 23rd refers to this, the rich people cannot go through heaven. And this was because Jesus was having a dialogue discussion with a young person who had come to ask him because he was very wealthy. That is why, since Arjuna and all the students of the Gita are such rare soul, they represent the community of evolvers. We are evolvers. Now the problem is, evolvers should evolve and not revolve. That is what Gurudeva is mentioning. And to emphasize it further, the Lord says, I am appearing to you in the perceptible form called Ashtadha Prakriti. Arjuna, I am all consciousness, nothing else, which is Purusha. All the modifications that are happening in the form of this creation of world itself is because of Prakriti. I am not Prakriti, yet Prakriti sustains on me. I am the Ashraya Sthana for the Prakriti, and this all is nothing else but the game or the dice played by the Prakriti. The Mula Prakriti, which doesn't undergo any transformation, but it is still existing when the world is not there. Because what is Prakriti? Prakriti is potentiality of the Purusha. Potentiality gets potentiated. It becomes kinetized whenever the world is to be created. Otherwise, it remains in Supta form. Such a Mula Prakriti is called Pradhana. It is also called Avikruti. When it decides to have, ultimately Prakriti is made up of what? Three gunas. Simultaneous existence of all the three gunas together is Prakriti. That is why Nistravyunyo Bhava Arjuna means go beyond Prakriti, Arjuna. From there, the Mahat, the first element, Buddhi. Second element, whose Buddhi? Ahankar. And from Ahankar, Tanmatra. Now, Buddhi, Ahankar and Tanmatra, these three are called Prakriti Vikruti. Rest everything beyond that, which is 5 Jnanendriya, 5 Karmendriya and Manas, are all Vikar, Vikruti. So we have Avikruti, Prakriti Vikruti and Vikruti. That is how the Sankhyan evolution is there. I, Arjuna, through this evolution of Prakriti evolutes or modifications, I continue to modify down below. As I modify, I become grosser and grosser. That is why when involution takes place, I become subtler and subtler. Sthula Sharira, grossest. Going to the Tanmatras or Sukshma Sharira, Pranas, subtler. So as you become subtle, the Ahankar is subtler. Subtler than that is Buddhi. Subtlest of all is Prakriti. And beyond that, there is no subtle, no gross. That is why In this modification, one of the modification becomes erroneous, and that is egoistic jiva, the ahankara formation. In the cascade, it is the ahankar point which decides that I am the doer and the creator and the enjoyer, kartrutva, bhoktrutva, bhranti, and that is why the need of Bhagavad Gita. Had the God's own unfolding of Prakriti been in a natural manner, there is no question of having any trouble in the creation that the Lord has created. Appropriation of the created world as me and this world is the problem. However, Arjuna, although the Jiva is thinking like that, he doesn't know that he also belongs to me. He has identified himself as separate than me, so he is suffering. Otherwise, he is also mine. चोरों के संग चोरी करता बदमाशों में भेड़ो तू, चोरी करते जो पकड़ावे पकड़ने वाला तू का तू. The inspector is also me, the thief is also me, the theft is also me, Arjuna. So understand my Ashtadha Prakriti. So understand my folding and modifications, so that you will come to know that if you are me, then start traversing backward, don't go forward. Usurping me and establishing you as the creator, don't do that. That is what the Lord is trying to say. Hari Om.